Who in here? Ken Roy, rich kid died or what? I don't know what he talking about. He in there talking about some rich kid in here doing his thing. Where do y'all see his where do y'all see his new CD that coming out? His project coming soon. Vominos. Shout out ALP, Rich and them coming through. She say me in traffic. Keep me a rich, some fly than average. Lately been living so lavish. I gave her the dick and she tapped. They give us some money, I'm mad. When I'm in the A, you know I'm sliding with bait. I'm in Decatur with K's. When I'm in the Ville, don't try me, boy, you gon' get killed. In the city got ears for real, but it ain't nothing like Memphis. I come from deep in the trenches. She said I go deep with the inches. I'm fly like a tree with no mentions. And you gon' need shovel to dig me. Hard of a giant, I'm 6 feet. I like my bit like my chicken. I want both on crispy. I get them beat like LP. Blockers still gon' email me. I'm pushing the streets, gon' inhale me. Picture me rolling, detail me. She said she sent me in traffic. I'm thugging, I keep me a ratchet. Fresh, I'm fly than average. Stacking my cheese and my cabbage. Lately been living so lavish. I gave her the dick and she tapped. Spit on my mic and she rapping. They give her some money, I'm macking. She said she sent me in traffic. I'm thugging, I keep me a ratchet. Fresh, I'm fly than average. Stacking my cheese and my cabbage. Lately been living so lavish. I gave her the dick and she tapped. Spit on my mic and she rapping. They give her some money, I'm macking. Let's shoot her some movie to whack. I'm giving them facts, no cap. They trying to keep us from trap, but I feel like these bows magnetic. Most of these hoes pathetic. My shooter, he's so energetic. Wi-Fi with the plug, I'm connected. To the predator pack, don't get rejected. I'm young, paid, respected. They ain't really expect this. Smash sheet off my checklist. I'm with the gang, yeah, I rep this. Trendsetter, you don't never say shit. I spend what you spend on Kiki on my wrist. G in the run, some hell of a mix. That's me in the blunt with a hell of a mix. They say that I'm cocky when I'm popping my shit. Jug or H if you popping like this. She got me top in the back of the whip. I'm single like Pringle.
Hey, it's Ken Roy, y'all. You got an album coming out called Coach Mode. For y'all that didn't know, Coach Willis, the guy that's on this picture with me and on my first book cover. Uh, September the 19th, he passed a couple years ago. So, you know what I'm saying? He coming out with the mixtape Coach Mode. That's one of the songs. Actually, it might be the intro on it. So be on the lookout for that. I'm actually on I'm actually on the mixtape on one of the songs. I'll be on there. Not telling y'all what I'll be doing, but I will be on there. Uh, Another thing before we get started is September the 24th, I lost someone else like a year before I lost Coach. And it was AJ. I also wrote about him and talked about him in the book and did some things. Um, those just some couple updates. As y'all see, I'm at work. For y'all that don't know, I work at an elementary school. So I'm in one of the empty classrooms. I decided to do Tuesday Talk earlier because my afternoon schedule is busier now. And I have way more stuff to do. And I have more tasks to accomplish and to achieve with life. But for the topic today is pushing yourself to the fullest. Pushing yourself to the fullest. And I got so much stuff to talk about with pushing yourself to the fullest that some of y'all, it's gonna be hitting y'all to the point that you're gonna think I'm talking about you because you're not pushing yourself to the fullest. And I'm gonna just go out there and talk about different things with pushing yourself to the fullest. But I'm gonna give y'all an example with pushing yourself to the fullest. So, me as a basketball player, as some people say a pro, semi-pro, whatever, we had 3 games Saturday. 3 NBA rules. As you know, most people after 1 game you tired. 2 of them was back to back. So you should know how someone feel after 2 games, hungry, sweaty, tired. So I played the 2 games, took my sister to work out, ate, bought a shirt, uh, you know, and then went and played in the 3rd game where I wasn't as tired as other guys until like the end because I prepared myself because I always push myself to the fullest. People always say, why you work out 2 times a day? Why you love to go to the gym? Why you do this and that? Because you never know what might happen or what you might have to prepare yourself. And I push myself to the fullest to be prepared for stuff like that. Yeah, my knee was sore, my ankle was sore, body was a little sore because I trained so much and then played in those 3 games. But I feel like I wouldn't have been able to succeed or do some of the things I did in the third game if I didn't prepare myself by pushing myself to the fullest. And that goes with y'all. A lot of us want things in life, whether it's cold clothes, shoes, cars, people, family, you know what I'm saying, children. But y'all don't even push yourself to the fullest to prepare yourself for those things when it's time to be tested. People be like, I want to have this and that. Let's say an example. I want to have this job, that. But you ain't push yourself to the fullest to pull up at certain jobs and introduce yourself. And even when they tell you now, you pull up a month later and say, uh, I'm still here waiting on that job whenever the opportunity comes. You have to accept a lot of no's before you get that yes. It's gonna be a lot of empty rooms before you find a room with furniture in it. So again, you not push yourself to the fullest because a lot of people give up, or a lot of people say, I do enough. No, you're supposed to do over enough. Like if you got a lot of spare time to talk on the phone, get on the phone, just be on social media all day, do certain other things, then you're not doing enough. I get people get mad at me because I can't talk on the phone or because I can't text. And people think, oh, if you so busy, I don't have to be that busy to be successful. It ain't about being over busy. It's about me pushing myself to the fullest because I want to make sure that I have 2, 3 tasks under my belt and multiple incomes later on when my family is up and rock and roll, where I ain't never got to think about struggling, begging, asking, or doing none of that. Push yourself to the fullest. And that all came from me knowing that I get in the gym multiple times. But with y'all, some people be like, I do this and that. You still not pushing yourself to the fullest. Now we go shift when we talk about pushing yourself to the fullest to relationships or to beginning of relationships or friendships or however you want to say. When you talking about pushing yourself to the fullest, I ain't saying, oh, you just got to go spend plenty of money on your spouse, your lover, your friend. No. Because materialistic things do not make a relationship last. When I say push yourself to the fullest, that means you pushing yourself to the point where you learning how to change yourself or how to adapt to the person that you're in a friendship or relationship with to make y'all better. Like doing something that you know is uncomfortable for you, but you know you want to change it so bad that even when it's so hurtful and prideful, you find a way to do the thing that you've been saying you wanted to do because you pushing yourself to the fullest to change for the better of you and for the better of y'all. That's what I mean. Like people be like, "Oh, I'm gonna change. I'm working on it. I'm doing this and that." How you working on it? Because you can't never test yourself or test to know what you're working on if you're not being tested to see if you go past the test on what you're saying you want to work on. A lot of people, I can always say, oh, I'm working on this, this, and that. But no one ever tested me to see if I'm going to achieve it or if I'm really putting the work in. So you'll never know where you got to pick up from or what you got to work on if you've never been tested on it. And you're not pushing yourself to the fullest if you can't do that. Then we got other people, whether it's coaches, mentors, teachers, you know what I'm saying, bosses, that be like, oh, I'm so tired, or oh, this, and that. But when we talking about working with kids, if you got a team, a kid or something, a good tool on each classroom, each kid don't have support at home. So how you go push yourself to the fullest to help this kid get self-conscious, self-confident, or over a hump to make sure that they at a better space in their mind and head. I can tell you how I push myself to the fullest. I talk to them, or I invite them to a basketball game, or I just, you know what I'm saying, go for a walk and do certain stuff so they can feel that bond and that love. Like, and when I'm coaching, you could still kind of tell. And I just try to make sure I put them at a point where they successful or winning or able to get some type of praisemanship that they not getting at home. That's pushing yourself to the fullest. Now we finish shift again. Parenting. So one thing that I've noticed with parents is different strokes for different folks. But it's not no such thing as effort and trying to set yourself up for the greater. I would never, or no one would ever hear me say that I'm the best dad or the most world's greatest dad because I'm still learning and working. And with co-parenting, it's not easy. Uh, but one thing I do know is when my baby is in my area or in my arms or around me, it's nothing that don't make me want to make sure I got to do whatever I can do, whether it's changing her pamper, feeding her, you know what I'm saying, letting her have fun, teaching a little bit, etc. And pushing myself to the fullest is still able to go through my daily routines and still able to come home and let her have fun or put it on the cartoon where she learning or something to make sure that she a better human being when she get older. That's pushing yourself. Parents, after a while, just let their children do whatever and they go do them. No, you still gotta show some type of attention or effort to your child so they'll know that you challenging and pushing yourself and they'll see it and catch on that train and they want to still feel love no matter what you're doing. Sometimes people be like, I want to make sure my kids have this, this, and that. But at that point in age, they don't even care about all that. They only want your effort and energy or your love. They don't really start caring about more materialistic things to maybe around fourth, fifth grade. And even then, it ain't about trying to run your body and self into the ground with overworking yourself. You're not pushing yourself to the fullest at all. So y'all got to think about what y'all saying about pushing yourself to the fullest. So yeah, I know I love basketball. So the only way for me to do it is to add when we talk about the game of basketball, pushing yourself to the fullest is not only doing something at practice. It's doing something outside of practice on rest days, on chill days. And that's where I'm trying to get people to understand with me. Like they be like, oh, you work out so many times a day, it's okay to rest. I pick my days to rest. But you're not finna adjust my other days that I know I'm supposed to work out and train and try to rest. That would throw my mind off because I have goals in life. And once you manage and you able to manage an agenda or a schedule on working out, you able to manage anything in life. Like I read and heard, like once you able to manage your way to work out and train on a routine on an everyday basis, you have great time management skills and you able to do a lot of things in life that other people can't do because you able to manage and control your body and push yourself through times even when you fatigue, and they relate into real life when it's coming to a job, parenthood, relationship. Then I was talking to someone else, even with about relationships, like when we talk about pushing yourself to the fields, like I already talked about, when you got goals you want to change. But what about when you want to make y'all more happier, or when you want to make sure that you and whoever you're talking to able to connect more? How you gonna push yourself to the fullest then? That means you gotta learn. You gonna have to push yourself to the fullest to learn that person more and learn what they love and don't love and what they like and don't like. For instance, with my boy Kenwood rapping, we're pushing yourself to the fullest. But as an artist or as anything that y'all do in life, it's a point in time where you get depressed and hurt and down. And then I know it was at a point in time where he stopped, but he pushed himself to the fullest to get this album out. And after that, he go next had to push himself to the fullest to promote two songs. Don't matter if he got to blow up a million people DMs. Somebody gonna eventually read that DM and like one of them songs that he sent. Eventually. Or when you're trying to push yourself to the fullest and you got a million and one tasks to do and you got to break them down each day. Like, just push yourself to the fullest because once you push yourself to the fullest, the sky is the limit instead of y'all limiting to one or two things. Like, instead of trying to prepare for just a minimal car, mind, take that risk and trust God and prepare for a big time vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Or a big time house. You know what I'm talking about? Like, don't be limiting yourself all the time. Push yourself to the fullest. And I'm saying that to say like we as people, a lot of us don't be wanting to hear or being told what to do or how to do certain things. But that's the best way to achieve. For you to get to another level, you have to listen to someone to help you get to another level. Then nobody ever make it just off of by themselves. Someone had to lead them, talk to them, or preach them through it. So with that being said, like for instance, when like I'd have told y'all, like I might be the first generation on my mom and dad's side to play basketball professionally overseas or do write a book or do certain things like that. And I had to push myself to the fullest to achieve those goals. So now I need other people to push themselves to the fullest when y'all say, oh, I never had this and that. Well, this, I never had a mom, I never had a father, never had a man to do this and that. So if you never had those things and certain people try to come in your life and to uh, show you what it's like, you can't keep going back to I never had those things, so I don't know how. You have to then adapt to I'm listening, I'm learning. Uh, I'm a I'm gonna just listen for now. I ain't even gonna say nothing back because every time you try to retaliate and say something back or keep saying I never had those things, you blocking out the things that you trying to be taught or you trying to learn. So if I would have said I never played basketball professionally, or I never did this and that, I wouldn't have been so open minded and willing to learn on how to get there and what risks to take. But when I wrote the book, I wouldn't have been so dedicated and motivated to push through to make sure I achieved it if I kept saying I never done this and that because now you're speaking negativity and doubt and hesitation on what you're trying to do. Where if you open minded, yeah, I'm listening, I'm locked in, I got you, yup. And then after you do it, then you're able to figure out what's what's you know what I'm saying, what you could do or the loopholes to how you could get it done, then how they got it done, and you still able to be successful. But you gotta always crawl before you can walk, so you gotta always listen before you can speak. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just with life, period. A lot of people be already so offensive or be ready to talk or this and that, but you ain't even listen first or you ain't even follow suit. And when we talking about a test, you have to study and go through before you can pass the test. You have to stand on 10 and push yourself to the fullest to get through whatever it is and whatever risk and sacrifice you have to take to get to where you want. And when we talk about pushing yourself to the fullest, the biggest word is sacrifice. You have to sacrifice yourself. You have to sacrifice yourself to the extended version, like all the way through. Like you have to sacrifice yourself to the point that you able to do all things. And even when you down, you sacrificing to overcome or be the best thing you could be. You know what I'm saying? There's one like I used this word when I coached last year, like sacrificing for your next brother, your teammate, whether it's taking a charge, passing up an open shot, focusing on making that shot, being a cheerleader, getting a foul, you know what I'm saying? The word sacrifice is so strong to me, and I believe in it because I feel like me and people that know me know I would sacrifice my time, my love, my courage, my life, or whatever to make sure you're straight. And I feel like with who I'm becoming and what I'm becoming and the man I'm finna become or the family man I am and the family stuff or certain stuff, like I'm happy to say that, like, I'm sacrificing the old me or the player me or the I don't care me to make sure everyone can see what I'm preaching I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Or what I'm saying, I'm meaning it. You know what I'm talking about? But push yourself to the fullest. It's Tuesday talk. Y'all know the motto, better days always. Don't stop. And leave comments, call me, text me if you got it. Get y'all some better days, girl. Do whatever you gotta do. Stay locked in. Stay blessed. Happy Tuesday.